guys, this is the-epiphany. Over a week ago, I made a community post asking my subscribers for suggestions on free classes that I can play in Kolossium. It doesn't matter what the classes are, even if they are the free worst classes, I'll still play it for recording videos. I'll choose free classes which have the most votes in this comment section. Later on in the video, I'll also be discussing some of the nerfs which Rogue has experienced, and I'll be giving my opinion on whether Rogue is still playable in PvP. So how I've counted these votes, essentially, for example, this person here suggested Zilor, Hopper, or Enu, so that would count as 1 vote, and then there are 5 thumbs up, so that means this entire thing here would have 6 votes for Zilor, Hopper, and Enutrof. Another example will be this, which suggested an absolute MP reduction team, and suggested MP reduction Enu, Sadi, and Fogonaut, and it had 12 thumbs up, so that means this entire thing here would have 13 votes, and then there's a second reply to this comment which says second this, so I would be adding 1 vote to Enu, Sadi, and Fogger there. And yeah, that's pretty much how I counted it. And the results here, we have Enutrof with 30 votes, Sadida 21, Zilor 14. So because these are the ones that received the top 3 votes, I'll be playing them. As for the builds, I'm not really sure because from my understanding, Sadida must be MP reduction because that's the only viable build. As for Enutrof, I haven't seen an MP reduction Enutrof in years. I don't know if they're even still playable. I know that they're used in PVM, however. So I want to get you guys' opinions for an Enutrof build, because at the moment I'm sticking with probably agility just to make it a bit diverse. The Zilor definitely will be AP reduction. But yeah, let me know what you think about the Enutrof build, because that's the one that I'm not really sure about. For the rest of the video, I'm just going to go through some of the nerfs which has affected Rogue. And these nerfs are primarily affecting the Chance Rogue, because as you are aware, before the nerf, Chance Rogues were just very, very powerful. Pretty much in 3v3, 5v5, if you had a Rogue in your team, you had a massive advantage just because of how good they were. So this nerf by Nkama, I would actually think is justified. Even though I played a Rogue myself, I agree with this nerf because it makes the class a lot more balanced. So we'll start off with some of the basic nerfs which just involve variant changes. And the first one is the Shrapnel and Pulsar. In the past, Shrapnel was actually a variant of another spell called Stolen Goods, which I'll go through in a moment. But now Shrapnel is the variant of Pulsar, so you can't use both of these. Pulsar is actually a useful spell for any element, even if you weren't Chance, because it could actually push 2 cells in a diagonal area of effect. So that's pretty handy if you were locked or trapped or something, or if you had release on cooldown. But now you have to choose between Shrapnel and Pulsar. If you're a Chance Rogue, you'd probably be going with Shrapnel because that's more important for reducing AP. So, because Pulsar is the variant of Shrapnel now, the spell Stolen Goods can actually be used, and the variant of it is Way Down, which is useless for Chance Rogue. So you can actually use Stolen Goods as well, which means Rogues have 5 Chance spells, as you can see in my spell bar here, which is actually a lot because normally classes only have access to 4 elemental spells. If you check it out from other classes, you can only use like 4 elemental spells, but now Chance Rogue can actually use 5 of them. So that's pretty nice in that regard. But yeah, Stolen Goods just 3 AP, attracts 2 cells, and use it if you need. The worst nerf is Deception and Aquibus. Before, these 2 were not variants, so you could actually use them both if you needed. Aquibus is basically an unbewitchment spell, so very, very useful for a rogue, if you want to unbewitch a Fecker or something like that. But now, since it's the variant of Deception, you have to choose very wisely. My advice to you guys would probably be choosing Deception as a Chance Rogue because it's very handy for reducing 2 AP in an area of effect. It also does decent damage. However, there may be times where you want to switch to Aquibus, such as against a Fecker or just a team that has a lot of shielding capabilities, maybe even a Masquerader or something like that, because in that case, Unbewitchment would be more important than reducing AP. But yeah, most of the time, go for Deception. Okay, so that's the variants that got nerfed. Okay, now let's go through how some of the spells have been nerfed themselves, seeing as though we are done with talking about the variants. So the spell Blunderbuss used to be 4 range. Now it is 3 range, so it's got nerfed by 1 range, which is not too bad, I guess. Also, the spell Fuse, that got nerfed in the case that you can only use it once a turn. However, it does return 3 AP back to the caster. This is different to before, because before it only returned 2 AP back, but you could use it twice in the past, so that makes up for it. So my rogue has 13 AP because of Ochre, so just keep that in mind. Now if I chuck a bomb here, which costs 2 AP, I use the spell Fuse, which costs 1 AP, but it kills the bomb and returns 3 AP, so that's essentially equivalent to plus 2 AP. So once I use Fuse on the bomb, I should be back to 13 AP like this. Yep, as you can see there. Now I want you to consider the fact that my Echo Flip and Rogue have 13 AP for this next part. The usual combination at the start of the fight would be to kaboom allies, chuck a water bomb, fuse that, and now we get plus 1 AP. And then we will chuck a second bomb and use Fuse again. However, you can see it's not possible because you can only use Fuse once. So you would have to do the alternate and chuck a different bomb on the water bomb. And then that would give us 1 AP and 1 AP. So now we are both up to 15 AP, which is basically plus 2 AP from 2 bombs. You can see here 1 AP and 1 AP there. You may remember that at the start of the fight, you'll be able to give plus 2 AP and plus 1 MP to your ally. Now I'm going to show you how this is still possible. One way you can do it is use Kaboom. Chuck 2 water bombs. Now notice that these are in the area of both myself and my ally. So you can use Fuse once on one bomb. That'll actually blow up the other bomb as well. And then that gives 1 AP and 1 AP, so plus 2 AP. Then chuck a Granado, and then chuck a different bomb on that. And then that's plus 1 MP. So essentially, you can still get plus 2 AP, 2 MP on the first turn. So I'm now up to 15 AP, 8 MP. Usually I would be 13/7 because of Abyssal and Ochre, but yeah. So that's one way you can do it. I'll show you a different way, which is also possible. So assuming that you're in a situation where you can't actually put 2 water bombs and fuse them both, then what you can do is put one of these, fuse it, so that gives 1 AP, then chuck another one, and now chuck a second bomb on that water bomb, that gives another AP, and then chuck a Granado and a second bomb on that. And by doing so, you've essentially given yourself 2 AP and 1 MP as per normal. So the rogue nerf basically just made it harder for rogues to buff their allies. But it is still possible to do it, just it costs a bit more effort, basically. Now, in my honest opinion, the rogue nerf is not bad. What I mean by that is, it is still actually playable, and I will probably go back to playing it someday when I get time. But it is not bad, and I still recommend you guys play the class if you have a rogue. Thanks for watching the fight. Let me know if you have any comments about the nerfs, and I'll see you at the next video.